It's my pleasure to update you on the 12th round of negotiations for the EU-New Zealand Free Trade Agreement. We just concluded the round last night. My counterpart and I, we stayed up pretty late to try to find ways forward on the remaining issues. I'm very pleased to say that in round 12, we made considerable progress. As directed by our ministers, Minister O'Connor was recently in Brussels, and ministers agreed that we needed to finish this agreement as soon as possible. I like to think about this agreement as being one about value and values. On the values piece, clearly the values that we share with the European Union are demonstrated in the way in which we're working together in solidarity in terms of the responses to Russia's aggression in the Ukraine. The trade measures and the sanctions that New Zealand is applying are well aligned to the EU's. Those reflect our shared sense that the values that we have are under threat by that behaviour and that we need to respond to those. But this agreement is also about value. It's about value to the EU and, of course, value to New Zealand. It is a market of nearly 500 million people. It is a two-way trading relationship worth more than $16 billion. And, of course, an important relationship for us in services and investment. In this round, we made considerable progress. We've closed off some more chapters, for example, in dispute settlement. We're close to conclusion in competition, and we've also were able to wrap up the energy and raw materials chapter, close to conclusion in sanitary and phytosanitary measures, and indeed across the suite of more than 25 chapters that we are negotiating, you can see all of these coming close to conclusion. Hence the commitment by both me and my counterpart that we should continue our work from now on in a rolling process to try to finish this agreement indeed as soon as possible. We do have some sticky issues that we still need to resolve, and there is a big gap between us and the EU on market access, particularly for goods. We are still awaiting an offer from the European Union on its so-called sensitive items, dairy, beef. We're also looking for some progress on issues like fish, honey, where the tariff should be eliminated sooner. And of course, we know that the EU is expecting progress in what it calls geographic indications. The EU doesn't conclude a free trade agreement without commitments by the other partner on geographic indications. But we've been clear that the only way that can be done is, of course, if we have a commercially meaningful market access outcome for us. I mentioned values at the start. A really important area where those values are reflected is, of course, in the Trade and Sustainable Development chapter of the agreement. This is going to be a very important demonstration at a particularly difficult time in the global sustainability sphere that we will both want to demonstrate how important this is and the relationship that trade plays and how trade can actually help us deliver solutions. Trade is never going to be the silver bullet that solves climate change, but it needs to make its contribution. And on this, we and the European Union are working on issues like fossil fuel subsidy reform, fisheries subsidies. These are areas that we do want to see reflected in the agreement with an appropriate level of ambition. We're not there yet. There is still quite a gap between us and the EU on those issues. I'm confident we will find a way through, and my counterpart and I, Peter Bouts from DG Trade, we are working day and night with our teams over the coming period to indeed deliver as our Minister has instructed us to do to finish this agreement as soon as possible. I look forward to updating you on progress in the near future. Thank you.